And we are live, guys. We are live. We are live. We are live. Yes, hello, Facebook family. Today is the first Sunday of July. Can you imagine? Days are just going very fast, and we bless the Lord for giving us this opportunity to come to you. We always say in our businesses, we cannot be quiet. We have to come and share the good news with you that yes, we are still here, we are growing, and therefore feel much welcome. And let me start by introducing myself. My name is McKenna. I was born, raised in Kenya, but I live in the US with my family. I am a mom of 3 teenagers. I am a minister of the gospel. I am a busy person. But one thing I'm always grateful for is this online business. I do it as a side hustle. It is a flexible business that does not interfere with my life, but all what it does, it makes my life better. Yeah, because I've met these amazing people. One of them is on a different zone from mine. She lives in the US. Kara is all the way in Germany. Bella is in UK. And this business has brought us together. Yeah. And that's why I'm saying the business makes my life better because my social freedom is more. I'm able to network more with people out there, people who have the same common goal with me of making our lives and our lives of our family members better. So welcome here, everybody. We're just here for you. And I just would like them. We are 3 of us. I just want them to introduce themselves. And then I'll be able to introduce the topic of today. Otherwise, on top there, I'll ask Benna, then Nancy, and Carol. Introduce yourselves, guys.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are watching us from. My name is Benna. I am a mom. I am a nurse, a proud digital business owner, originally from Uganda, now living in the UK. And I'm glad you are all joining us today, this Sunday, every Sunday, religiously. Thank you, thank you. Back to you.
Nancy.
Hi, my name is Nancy, Master's Prepared Nurse, and a digital business owner. As you have heard, this business brings us together from different parts of the world. As you've heard, we are connecting here as business partners. We have somebody from Germany, somebody on a different time zone from me, and also somebody from the UK. So this tells you this is a global business. So when people talk about market saturation, that is not possible with this business because we are touching a very wide global market. So welcome everybody. I'm glad to be here.
Mm-hmm. Great, Carol.
Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. I hope you are enjoying your Sunday. My name is Caroline Fawn. I'm originally from Cameroon and I reside in Germany with my family. I am a registered nurse. I am a business owner. I'm a mom, a wife, and also a minister of the gospel. Thank you so much. We welcome you to this life. Back to
All
you.
right. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. So we jump into our topic of today. I think you can see it scrolling there. If you lost your main source of income tomorrow, what would your plan be? Yeah. And for me, I always say that I have served with the church all my life. I've never thought of doing something else. And back in 2023, I started thinking about my retirement, my future. And I was like, oh my goodness, I moved into this country and I was like, McKenna, even if I give all what I'm earning every month, there's no way I could be ready for my retirement because I always tell people I celebrated my 40th my 40th birthday in this country. That means whatever I had worked for, I left it, and that means I needed to do something very quick. And that's where I started thinking about a plan B, or having a plan B or a side hustle. I know most of the time we don't really have time to think about tomorrow that much, because maybe for me as a believer, I would say, "Oh, God will take care of everything." But I came to realize, and God spoke this to me and said, "McKenna, if you don't have a plan for tomorrow, there is no miracle for you." I wish we can realize that we really need to have a plan instead of just being there and waiting. So I want to ask this question. If you wake up tomorrow and your main source of income was gone, what would your plan B be? I want us to take a moment to think about that. Don't answer it so quickly, because many of us work hard, very hard, two, three, four jobs every single day. We have jobs, we have businesses or careers that we depend on that really help us to pay our bills, provide for our families, and support the life that we have built. But life, my goodness, has taught us that nothing is guaranteed. And you both ladies, you agree with me. There is nothing that is guaranteed. Health challenges can come up, unexpected situations happen, and yeah, some of the things that we have not expected. So the question isn't whether you are so hardworking or whether you're like, are you prepared? I want to say, life sometimes things turn up that we never expected. Having a plan B doesn't mean you lack faith in your current job. It doesn't mean you're planning to quit. No, we always tell people, let whatever you're doing support your business. So we don't encourage people to quit what they are doing. But we always say, yeah, it's being a good steward of your future, being a good steward of your future. Since you guys are here, I don't want to talk so much because I want to give you, you are the guest today. I want to give you an opportunity to help our listeners there understand. As we are saying, having something, it's all for about your future. It's all about your tomorrow, your family, and your future. So maybe, coach, and we continue to congratulate you, Benna. So,
Thank
what
you.
would you
Thank
tell somebody who is listening there today? What can you
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Coach McKenna. Yeah, this is very something I think that everyone needs to know about. I think it's something that touches everybody, though sometimes we ignore it. Yeah. And you think to yourself, okay, I'm doing this 9 to 5 job. But what if something happens? What if I can't do this anymore? What if I'm made redundant? What if I'm ill? So you need to look at all these other things that are around you. But it is very normal for people to ignore that, you know, what is it called, something that is nagging them, that you need to find something else that is for you, that you can do just in case something happens. It may not be, it can be your health, it can be your children's health, it can be a job that you probably struggling in and you wanted some freedom, and instead of just leaving that job, you have a plan B. So many families go through unexpected situations like that. It can be different for everybody, but none of us wake up expecting these things to happen to us. But they do. That's why we are here to say, if something like that happens to you, do you have a plan B in place? What would you do if something like this happens to you? Do you have something that you can fall back on? What will your plan B be at that time? I think when I started this business, I didn't even think about it that way. I wasn't thinking of, what if something happens to me? Do I have a plan B? I just needed something that can support my 9 to 5 job. Mm. But now thinking about it now, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I'm glad I have something else. Just in case something happens to me, I have my plan B to fall back on. Mm. Because we are taught that work hard, when you work hard, everything will be okay. But we know in the reality of these days, you can still work hard, long hours, 9 to 5, 12, whatever hours, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, but still you are still struggling. Things are still not okay. So that's where we need to find something that can work for you, and you just put in that little time but still enjoy life, enjoy your family, enjoy the things that you love to do without stress, without struggle. So that's when when this question came up, I just thought, oh my goodness, this business has opened so many doors for me. It has opened so many doors for me, because things like this come up and I was thinking, no, I just need a job that I can earn an extra income to support my job. But this business is exceeding all my expectations, all my goals that I had, that I need 1,000, 2,000 a month to, to patch up these other holes that I have in my life. But it is surpassing all of that. So that's why we are here every single Sunday, to speak to that one person who is out there, who has never thought of a plan B, who is maybe struggling in what they are doing right now. You're not able to enjoy your life, your family, the dreams that you want, maybe to pay that loan off early, without stress, without thinking, going to that holiday and enjoy it. Because I know when I used to go for holidays, but I could only go either once a week for a few weeks. But still, when I'm there, I'm already thinking, oh my goodness, now I'm here spending all this money and I'm not working. I have to go back and do double shifts. Believe me, a week before I return, I'll be calling up at work and saying, is there, and I'm coming back on this day. I know my regular shifts are this day, this day. Is there an extra shift you can book me early before that slot is taken? That doesn't show you that you are enjoying your holiday, because you are on holiday, but you're still thinking about the job and how you can come back and, work double or do whatever you do twice. So I don't just want to provide for my family today. I want to create opportunities for them too, so that they don't struggle the way I struggled. So that they start off their future in a comfortable place, so that they can enjoy their life. I think our parents as well wished that for us, but they didn't have the options. But in this world today, we have the options. We just need to believe, have faith, and take that step to see if our future can change. Especially if you have moved from a country like mine, from Uganda, and come to a place like this, UK, maybe US, Western countries, where you have so many options that you can plug into and change your life. Not to replace your because we always say here, our business is not a get quick rich scheme. It's not going to come and replace your job overnight. But with showing up, being consistent, plugging into your business, over time, you will find that this business replaces the 9 to 5 job that you are doing, maybe that is stressing you out, not being able to, to spend time with your family, just giving it that 1 hour a day, learning the new skills that you need to learn to move forward, being consistent, and over time, that decision will change your life, like it is changing ours every single day. Today, I value my profession because it's a profession I love. It's not because the only thing that was making me not, enjoy my profession, because of the burnout, working so many hours. Yes, you love what you do, but if you're not enjoying it, loving and enjoying, I think there are too many things. You can love something, but if you're not enjoying it, you're not going to be at peace. You need to do something that you love, a job that can give you that income that you deserve. But having more than one source of income can give you that you are looking for, can give you the options that you need to be able to change your life. So we are here. Connect with any one of us. Don't wait until you are forced to look for the plan B, because at that moment it won't be your plan B, it will be your plan A. It will not be your plan B. Prepare yourself while you still have the time, while you still have that 9 to 5 job, to be able to build this business for yourself. People who build strong futures don't always have more money. They start from what they have at that time and build it step by step. Many of them just simply start earlier, and they say, despite of my the schedule I have, despite of the long hours I'm doing, I need to start something that is for me, that nobody can take away from me, something that can build a generation for my family, for my children. So today, we are here to encourage you that is out there still skeptical, still worried about online businesses. There's plenty of online businesses that are legitimate. Yes, the scammers are there. Yes, but if you do your due diligence, you will not fail. You will not fail to see what is in front of you. So thank you so much, Coach McKenna. Back to you. You are muted.
Sorry. That was great. I don't want to repeat what you've said, but for somebody who is listening, I believe they have really understood you. Thank you so much, Bella. All right, now we move on to Mentor Nancy. What do you have to say, my dear?
Again, good afternoon. Good evening, everybody. Well, for me, again, we say people are trying to imagine if this situation happened. I'll give you a short story because I don't have to imagine things changing. Things changed for me. And I always say that I thank God that things happened as they did because it got me looking around. So what happened is a couple of years ago, about 3 years now, thereabout, 3.5 years, thereabout, about 3 years ago, I was at work doing just my regular job where, as a director of nurses, you're moving around, checking, auditing, editing, looking for things. And then an accident happened that got me, I ended up having a broken foot. So what ended up happening is I had to be out of work for an extended period. Of course, yes, we know there's insurance that covers, you have workers' compensation. But so what ended up happening, because sitting still is not in my nature, you kind of find yourself moving or doing what you need to do. So, but with me going back to work and I was still working, I ended up what I shattering more bones because I put on weight on the leg while still it wasn't fully healed and while it was healing. So at that point, the doctor said, yeah, we're not going to do any partial going back to work. You have to be off that foot for an extended period. And it was during this time when I was sitting in my house, just thinking about, oh, okay, now, of course, you're recovering, that now I had to sit with the truth. And that's why I say I thank God for this happening, because I had to meditate and think about, okay, this really means that my income is based on me showing up at work. So at least, of course, yes, and I'll say workers' compensation and all that helps. But when you're seated there in silence and you're thinking, wait a minute, what if the option of me going back to work was not there? What if now this injury was serious enough to the point where I couldn't be able to go back to work? What would I do? And it was during that time when I was sitting alone with my thoughts that I decided I need to look for something else. It doesn't have to be world changing or world shattering to make a big change, but I needed something that could generate income that was not dependent on me showing up. Because that is what most of us do. We assume we'll have good health forever. We assume that things will be going as they're going forever and forget that we are one illness away from having no paycheck. So during that time, and that's why every time I talk about this story, I say I thank God for it, because with my healing, I did have the option of going back to work. But it was during those quiet moments when you're seated silently with your legs suspended in the air, because I had to keep on because my leg was swelling too much, that I sat with my thoughts and I had to ask myself, okay, what if, my question was, what if the option of me going back to work was not there? Does it mean I don't have an income? So when you sit with those questions, and you realize, oh, okay, so what do I do? How do I pay for this lifestyle I'm used to, because when you are getting an income, of course, there's a lifestyle that you end up getting accustomed to. There's some comforts in life you're able to afford because you're working. But what if now you could not afford those comforts? You're not able to afford that lifestyle. What becomes of you? And that right there is what got me searching for something else. And while I was searching, and I will keep saying this, I pray over everything that I do. I pray over my work. I pray over any steps that I want to take. And I took time to pray to God, that I needed something that I could work in between, because I love what I do, my day job. I say that I'm a healer during the day, and at night I'm a builder. So I work on this business. So it was during that time of searching and praying, and I took time with God to kind of find direction. Like, okay, God, I need something that I can mix with what I have, because I do love what I do. I need something that would complement, that I could work together with. And that's how I came across this business. And I'll tell you what, when I first saw this business, I didn't jump into it. I watched it for over a year, where I could kind of see, I look at it and I was just checking. Why you say you're looking, but you're still checking, because yes, it is there, but you're not sure. You're like, huh, this business seems like to be too good to be true. And from the first time I saw somebody who was presenting on the business, to the time when I finally jumped into it, after now I had done my deep searching and due diligence, was about a year and something. Was a year. It was more than a year. And that's what I was even telling my business coach and mentor, who ended up kind of getting into the business. I explained where I had first seen it, and I kind of kept on going back to it and just clicking and seeing. And I'm thinking, okay, if really this business is bringing in this money, why do you have to show off the money all over the place? So I kept on wondering, why do people have to put this out here? And that was kind of what was making me hesitate. Then I would move away and then come back. But later on, when I went to pray, God spoke to me clearly. You said you need something that you can add, because I work a 9 to 5. Something that I could add to it that could be complementing. And this worked out perfectly. And what really pushed me into this is because what I have seen in the healthcare field mostly, and this is not to scare anybody, it's the reality. Anybody who, either it's a CNA or a nurse who works in the healthcare field, can tell you this. We meet a lot of people who've worked, who are very rich in the field, like people who are millionaires and all, in whatever sector, tech, and one illness happens, or just one thing happens, an accident or a misfortune, something happens, you get sick, and now all your funds are drained into this illness. And so you find even somebody who had fully set up their life very well to retire well and to have all these other things coming together, that ends up not being the case. And these are people who are retiring as millionaires, or who have good chunks of money. Then when you talk to people, you hear how they had set up their lives. So me being in nursing leadership, you listen to people saying, okay, I had set this up. I wanted my son to do this, my daughter, my mom, my wife to do this, not my mom, my wife, my daughter, my kids. Somebody has really set up their retirement very well. Then one illness throws that plan out of the picture. And now you have to regroup again. Even as rich as you are, you have to set up other things to work around. So it was watching these things happen after I had had my experience that pushed me to starting. Because I realized, yes, I did have this one thing. I always thank God for my leg getting broken at work, because it got me thinking, like, okay, Nancy, would you be able to afford this lifestyle? But again, now going back to work and seeing how people's lives are offset by people who are well set. We're not talking about a regular person, you and I, where we work, we pay our bills. We're talking about people who have really set up their life real good, who started early and set themselves up. One thing happens and they get tossed up. And these are the things that got me thinking, wait a minute, if this person who is so well set up can end up being thrown out of their very well set up plan, what about me? And that's what pushed me to thinking, okay, no, I need to start. I've been watching this thing for too long. It's time for me to start. So with those two things, I ended up looking into this business. And that's when it started. And what I loved about it, and it's the one thing I always say, all you need is 1 or 2 hours a day. If you can put 1 or 2 hours into the business, you check in, do what you need to do every day, give it 1 to 2 hours a day, the business will work because there is a blueprint that already works. All you need to do is plug into the business, do what has already been set and what is working for other people who are earning 6 figures a month, people who are earning large amounts of money every month. All you and I have the same blueprint. So it is to plug and play. Go into the business, do what the others are doing, create the time that is needed, follow the trainings, follow what your mentor tells you, follow what your coach tells you, and while you get into the business and you'll be able to um, get the results others are getting. So again, for me, I did not have to imagine. I lived it where I had to sit with my thoughts, having been out of work for a couple of months, to really imagine the reality of what if that is not an option of me going back to work. So I talk from experience, and the best thing that I'll say has happened to me is starting this business, because not only does it supplement the extra things I need, like going for vacations, doing what I need to do, it also helps me create that buffer where I can have that extra change you keep away. And also, for those who want in the future to change this to be their main source of income, you can do that, but that only depends on what you put in. We don't tell you that you're going to come in here and tomorrow you wake up a millionaire. No, this is not a quick rich get rich quick scheme. But what you can do is, if you follow the steps and you want at some point, because we have a lot of people who quit their jobs, if you work hard and set yourself up well in this business, it can be your main earner. And then you can quit your job if you want to. But as we start, we always say this is not a get rich quick scheme. You have to work at it, follow the training, get to the point where if you want to retire or quit your job, you can do that. But after you've gone through the trainings and set up all the things that need to be set up. Thank you very much. That's my story for you. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your own real story. We always tell people that the stories that we share here, some of the things that we tell you guys, they are reals, our experiences. So thank you, Nancy, for taking time to share that. And again, we always say you never know about tomorrow, so it's good to have a plan. And that's why I always say God is in this business, because it has helped so many people. So now we go to another mentor. Carol, please share with us and talk to somebody out there who is listening to us. The floor
Thank
is
you,
yours.
everybody. Thank you, everybody. Thank you again for being there. I always say that we are here because you are there. We appreciate you listening. And even for those that will come and listen after, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Coach McKenna, for inviting me and making it possible for me to be on this platform. Looking at the question, I want to thank all of my business partner that's contributed so greatly into this point. But I want to look at the risk of having just one source of income. If you all believe with me, you will realize that everyone at certain point in their life, as in their working life, they have experienced that there is a risk when you have just one source of income. Think about the moment where you got sick just for 2 weeks. Think about the moment where you have emergency, your child is ill, or you had to meet external needs, and you realize that something came out from your paycheck that month that you did not plan. You automatically see that there are certain things that are left undone just because of that situation. Now, my question is, what you're working right now, are you sure that if tomorrow there is a sudden loss of job, how long can what you have right now, what you serve right now, sustain you and your family? That's the question everybody would like to ask when you're working, because that brings us to the reason why it's important to have a plan B. I, for myself, when I used to work, I'm a nurse by profession, as I said before, and I used to work long hours, right? And at the end of the day, at the end of the month, I just live from paycheck to paycheck. What does that mean? I was not saving any substantial amount of money, which means I was not prepared for any crisis or anything that may happen either in my immediate family or my external family. And of course, this was raising an alarm within me. And this why I started to pray to God that I need another way, some way that I can have an increase of income. At the same time, having a time freedom for my children. That's when I started looking online, and God being so good, I come across this business. Now, if we have a second, a plan B, when I found this business, it was not that the next day my money situation changed, but the fact that I was building something at the site that is gonna change my tomorrow. Because as my story, if you have heard my story, when I used to work, 12 hours a day, I missed out on my children time, and I do not also want to miss out on my grandchildren. I don't also want to miss out on life, enjoying my children in a later time in life with their families. So these are some of the questions that came up, and I need to understand that Plan B is very important. So when I found this business, it was not a quick fix, not a quick money making. It was a proven system that teaches you, that builds you up, that brings you to a point, to that place where you are able to be able to attract. You start attracting. You start attracting success. You start attracting abundance. And that's what is planning to give you more options in the future. Plan B for me is something that will give you more options in the future. It's something that's going to help you not to be bound on that job, not to do everything that anyone wants you to do because you had to do it because you need the paycheck, but something that's going to free your life, that you're able to enjoy the abundant life that God has given you. You're able to go where you want to go, have time with your kid, enjoy those things that you did not enjoy with them when they were young. Be a grandmom with a good name for your grandchildren. Let them be happy when they hear about your name because they know when my grandma come, abundance have come. That's what Plan B is all about. It's not about meeting your need for now. Yes, your job is meeting your need for now, but for your Plan B is towards that abundance. When you retire, the time that life will begin for you. But now you're working. Life begin for you when you retire. So another thing that really make me appreciate this job very much is when I look into my community and just see how this business has helped people that were helpless. For example, we have like I really the story of Anatomy really attract me so much. She is in our community. She worked all through her life, and suddenly she was out of her job at 60 years old. She never knew what to do. But what happened now? She found this business. And within few years, she's a five-figure earner. She's got all of her joy, all of her peace, everything that she was being troubled, it's been restored to her. And it's the same kind of life that I sit here, even if I don't have the five figure, I already experienced that peace. I already experienced that joy because I see my future right now through this business. Just as my business partners have shared, it's a business system where it is a proven system. And it is set up for you to attract those that are looking to change their lives, to attract those that are looking to work online, looking to work everywhere. And that is a successful system. It's not something that you go after people. It's not something that you carry on your head and say, buy, 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 buy. No. It's something that's been set in place for you to just jump in, and that system will help you attract those that are looking to increase their finances, they are looking to have more options, they are looking to change their lives. So, guys, this is something that you need to do your due diligence with it. We are all here. If you need help or where to get more information, contact any one of us. Thank you so much for backing it.
Okay. Thank you, ladies, for sharing your stories with us. And I just want to thank God. one thing I've realized with all your sharings and all that, yeah, your 9 to 5 is just there to pay your bills and maybe do a few things. But once you have a plan B or a side hustle, for me, my experience is this business is helping us to live our dreams. Otherwise, because of time, I will see you again next Sunday. Yeah. Otherwise, blessings to you. Our numbers are on the screen apart from Nancy there. You can WhatsApp, you can call direct. If you're in the US, if you're in Germany, you can call direct. But most of the time, we prefer WhatsApp. Okay. And again, on our pages, there's a bio there. It tells all the information so you can reach out to us. Otherwise, shalom to you guys. So see you again next week. God bless. Bye.
Bye.
Right.
Bye.